What if everything you thought was normal was just one version of reality? Because across the world, entire communities gather each year to celebrate traditions that, to outsiders, feel unbelievable. Men covered in mud wrestling for glory, babies being leaped over for protection, rockets fired between churches, and even people competing with invisible guitars. These aren't myths. These aren't internet exaggerations. These are living traditions, passed down through generations, shaped by history, belief, and identity. So, get ready, because we're about to travel across continents into some of the strangest, most fascinating traditions still practiced today. Number 15. Air guitar, Finland. Imagine standing on stage, pouring your soul into a guitar solo, except there's no guitar. Welcome to Finland's Air Guitar Championships, where competitors perform electrifying solos using nothing but imagination. But this isn't just playful nonsense, it's taken seriously. Participants are judged on stage presence, creativity, and how convincingly they channel the spirit of rock music. The idea behind it is surprisingly philosophical. If everyone played imaginary guitars, there would be no real weapons, promoting peace through absurdity. What began as a quirky joke has grown into an international competition, attracting performers from around the world. In a place where silence meets spectacle, the loudest music is the one you can't hear. Number 14. Kanemaru Matsuri, Japan. In the streets of Kawasaki, a giant steel phallus is paraded proudly through crowds of cheering spectators. This is Kanemaru Matsuri, often called the Festival of the Steel Phallus. While it may seem humorous at first glance, its origins are deeply rooted in history. The festival began as a way for sex workers to pray for protection from diseases and has evolved into a broader celebration of fertility, relationships, and sexual health. Today, it blends tradition with modern awareness, even supporting charitable causes. Bright colors, bold symbolism, and a sense of openness define the event. It's a reminder that what might seem shocking on the surface often carries layers of cultural meaning beneath. Number 13. Up Helly AA, Scotland. On a freezing winter night in Scotland's Shetland Islands, a fiery procession cuts through the darkness. Hundreds of participants dressed as Vikings march through the streets, carrying blazing torches. At the climax, they set a full-sized wooden Viking ship ablaze, sending flames roaring into the night sky. Up Helly AA is a tribute to the region's Norse heritage, blending history with theatrical spectacle. The fire doesn't just destroy, it symbolizes renewal, the passing of winter, and the endurance of identity. In the glow of the flames, the past feels alive again. Number 12. Krampusnacht, Austria and Germany. Not all holiday traditions are cheerful. On Krampusnacht, the night before St. Nicholas Day, the streets come alive with terrifying figures, horned, demonic creatures known as Krampus. While St. Nicholas rewards the good, Krampus punishes the naughty. Participants dress in elaborate, often horrifying costumes, roaming the streets with chains and bells. It's chaotic, eerie, and deeply rooted in alpine folklore. What makes it fascinating is how fear is woven into celebration, reminding people that even joy has its shadow. Number 11. Boring Mud Festival, South Korea. What started as a marketing campaign turned into one of the messiest festivals on Earth. At the Boring Mud Festival, thousands gather to dive into thick, mineral-rich mud, sliding, wrestling, and covering themselves head to toe. The mud is believed to have skin benefits, but the real attraction is the sheer chaos and fun. It's a rare moment where adults abandon seriousness and embrace childlike play. In a world obsessed with cleanliness, this festival flips the idea, celebrating dirt as something joyful. Number 10. Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling, England. A wheel of cheese. A steep hill. And dozens of people willing to risk it all. At Cooper's Hill, participants chase a rolling wheel of cheese down a dangerously steep slope. The goal? Be the first to reach the bottom. But the hill is so steep that most competitors tumble, flip, and crash their way down. Injuries are common, yet the tradition continues, driven by adrenaline and local pride. It's reckless, exhilarating, and oddly captivating, a perfect example of tradition defying logic. Number 9. El Enfarinats, Spain. For one day in Spain, a mock revolution takes over. Participants dressed in military-style outfits stage a playful coup, seizing control of the town. What follows is a chaotic battle involving flour, eggs, and firecrackers. El Enfarinats is messy, loud, and theatrical. Beneath the chaos lies satire, a humorous take on authority and power. By the end of the day, the streets are covered in white powder, and order is restored, as if nothing ever happened. Number 8. Thapusam Kavadi Atom, Malaysia, India. Some traditions test not just the body, but the spirit. During Thaipusam, devotees carry elaborate structures called kavadis, often piercing their skin with hooks and skewers as acts of devotion. Despite the intensity, participants often enter trance-like states, showing little pain. This is not spectacle, it's faith in motion. Each step is a prayer, each burden a symbol of sacrifice and gratitude. It's a powerful reminder of how belief can push human endurance beyond expectation. Number 7. Wife carrying, Finland. Love meets competition in one of the most unusual races in the world. In Finland's wife carrying championship, men race through obstacle courses while carrying their partners, sometimes upside down. The fastest team wins the wife's weight in beer. What sounds humorous is also strategic. Different carrying styles exist, and teamwork is essential. It's playful, competitive, and rooted in local legend, where romance and absurdity collide. Number 6. Roukato Palimos, Greece. In a small Greek town, two churches engage in a literal rocket war. During Easter, thousands of homemade rockets are launched between opposing sides, lighting up the night sky. The goal is to hit the opposing church's bell tower. It's dangerous, loud, and visually stunning. Yet, for locals, it's a cherished tradition, balancing rivalry with celebration. Controlled chaos becomes a form of unity. Number 5. Polterabend, Germany. Before a wedding in Germany, friends and family gather to smash plates. At Polterabend, guests break porcelain dishes outside the couple's home. The couple must then clean up the mess together. The meaning is symbolic, life will bring challenges, and teamwork is essential. It's noisy, messy, but deeply meaningful. Out of broken pieces comes a stronger bond. Number 4. El Colacho, Spain. In one of the world's most unusual rituals, babies lie on mattresses, while men dressed as devils leap over them. This tradition, known as El Colacho, is believed to cleanse infants of evil spirits. Despite how it looks, it's carefully organized and deeply rooted in religious belief. It's a striking image, innocence meeting symbolism, where danger is replaced by ritual meaning. Number 3. Hair freezing contest, Canada. In the freezing Yukon, people step into hot springs and let nature do the rest. As temperatures drop, their wet hair freezes into wild, gravity-defying shapes. Participants compete for the most creative frozen hairstyle. It's bizarre, artistic, and entirely dependent on the cold. In one of the harshest climates, people turn survival into creativity. Number 2. Monkey Buffet Festival, Thailand. Hundreds of monkeys gather for a feast unlike any other. In Thailand, locals prepare massive spreads of fruits and treats for monkeys, honoring them for bringing tourism and good fortune. The result? A chaotic banquet where monkeys climb, grab, and feast freely. It's both charming and overwhelming, a celebration where humans take a step back. Number 1. La Tomatina, Spain. Every year, an entire town turns red. Thousands gather for La Tomatina, hurling tomatoes at each other in one of the world's biggest food fights. The streets become rivers of pulp, laughter echoing through the chaos. What began as a spontaneous event has become a global attraction. It's messy, joyful, and oddly liberating, a moment where rules dissolve into pure fun. From firelit Viking rituals to tomato-filled streets, from silent guitars to explosive celebrations, these traditions reveal something extraordinary. What feels strange is often deeply meaningful. Because behind every unusual ritual lies a story of history, belief, identity, and the human need to celebrate in ways that make sense to us, even if they don't to the rest of the world. So the next time something feels weird, remember, somewhere, it's tradition. And somewhere, it's completely normal.